In this example, we're going to take a look at 3 quick and dirty methods for hunting for Log4j exploits in a PCAP file with Gigasheet. Anyone can sign up for a free account at gigasheet.co. In this first method, we're going to look at open source threat intelligence feeds for hits within our PCAP file. You could use this with any NetFlow, firewall log, VPN, proxy, web server, really anything with an IP address that you've got, to see if any of these IP addresses that are appearing in this IP source in this particular PCAP file show up in open source threat feeds. To do that, we'll click on the column name, hit enrich, and we'll pick the Gigasheet OSINT feeds enrichment. This pulls from about 14 or so threat feeds. Here it looks like these are all zeros, but if I do a quick sort on this, I can actually see there are a number of hits. Clicking on a row here, I can see the feeds that this came from. blocklist.de, IPsum had some hits on it as well. And if we want to take a better look at exactly what data, see most of these 45,000 rows are not triggering any hits on OSINT feeds, and then we've got 6 that are on 3 feeds. And if we click on this, we can see the data down here. So here we'll look at some Log4j validated and pending validation data from CrowdSec. When we open the file, we'll see that there are about 226 rows in this file. And in this case, I've gone ahead and limited it to just validated and those that are pending validation to capture everything. And this IP address column contains the bad IP. So if we go back to our PCAP file, where we were working before, I also want to cross-check this list. So I want to see if any of these source IPs appear in the CrowdSec list that I just downloaded. What we'll do is we'll use a function called Crossfile lookup. We're operating on the IP source column in this file. We want to pull in data from this validated and pending file. And we will select the column IP and then hit apply. Now you'll see that we get a true or false that appears here. We group that. We can see that most of them came back false, but 233 rows in this packet capture file are matching with our data in the CrowdSec list of bad IP addresses. And the last way that we'll hunt for the Log4j exploit is perhaps the simplest. And what we're going to do here is simply take a look at this info column that we've got here. In there, search for JNDI, the string JNDI. Apply a filter and say info contains JNDI and hit apply. And you can see we're getting some results back here. Anyone can sign up for an account at gigasheet.co. You can drop PCAP, CSV, log files, JSON, and a whole lot of other things right into the application and get started.